My name's Jim Dick. I live in Fort Smith, Arkansas. Born and raised, and I do things like this. This is called the happy song. Don't you deny with your bloodshot eye that all your fun last night done left you dry. What did you see when you spoke to me? Am I everything your heart had hoped I'd be? Don't you despair with the unwashed air if everyone you love just can't be there. And don't you lie to yourself tonight if none of this will matter the day we die. I can only live for today, and I will offer no apology, for I will find the love someday, 'cause I will find the love some way. Yes, I can only live for today, and I will offer no apology, for I will find the love someday, 'cause I will find the love some way.
All right, so I guess before we really get started, I guess maybe could you give me a little bit of the musical history of the area, kind of?
Well, I mean, God, it goes way back. This has been it seems like it's been such a musical town for a long time. Just like as far as my landlady, she's headed up Music Fort Smith for the longest time, and that's mostly been like jazz and rock was like such a big influence back there. And then it's like whenever I really got into it, I was like kind of a latecomer. I was like 17, 18 before I really got into the like local music scene. Was introduced by a friend of mine. First show, Sloppy Seconds and Free and Trusty at the VFW Hall. Just amazing shows there, and we've always had. It's like it seems like at least there's always someone that is putting forth the effort to keep the music scene alive here, and it's like not just like as far as local bands, but bringing in outside bands, and not like big headliners, but just those underground touring bands, those awesome just balls to the walls, we do this because we have to sort of bands. And it seems like the attitude has changed so much from whenever I first got into it. It's like because you had the VFW Hall, and it's like before that they had like the 700 Club, which I never got to make it to, and like bands like Oi Polloi and Blue Meanies were like making it out to that, which were like those bands that were a bit to do back in the day. And then Ravi's happened, and then that went, and so many great shows happened at Ravi's. Had my first show at Ravi's back when I was in 32 Dead Bystanders, my very first ever band, before I even knew that I was doing this. And it seemed like it seemed like you had such great crowds every single time for bands that you had never heard of. And it didn't matter. It didn't matter whether or not you heard of the band or whether they were your favorite band. It was just there's this new band coming to town, and then you got those 2-3 openers that we all know and love. It's like you make it out to see who you know and then see what other people have got going on, and everyone seemed like so damn excited about it. And it seemed to keep itself going through Ravi's, And then after that, there was that garage over off of 2nd Street, and then you had like Plan B, you had Hescher's, Thunderdome. Ooh, Thunderdome. Yeah, I forgot about that. Thank you. Freaking the Gate, even, which the Gate was awesome. I mean, they were basically church funded, but they were still like, the dude that was running it was still totally about that, was like just bringing in those out of town bands and just like getting people freaking excited about stuff. And now we're sitting in, it's like, and we still have those few people. We have like 2 all age venues right now. We have Paradigm, and right now brand new we have the Hiding Place, which is like just very new and up and coming, and hopefully good things about that. Then outside of Fort Smith, like just right outside at Alma, we have the Swad Shop, and they've been putting on shows out there. I've made it out to a couple of those, not nearly as much as I should have, but it seems to be getting increasingly harder to get people interested in that, and just that underground music, just that those bands that are doing this, not because they want to become rock stars, not because they're looking for that fucking Rolls Royce and big ass fucking mansion, just because this is what we have to fucking do, and we're doing it, and we're getting on the road, and come and check it out. And it seems harder and harder to get those people to come out just to see those bands that are from out of town. Yeah. It's like, yeah, we've never heard of you, but you're still doing this because you have passion in it. And it's like, and what other reason do you have to do anything but unless you have passion in it? But it's like, and I blame a lot of the mentality as far as like show goers on the internet, on like YouTube. It's like, because people don't have to leave their house to hear what they want to hear anymore. They don't have to go to a record store and hunt and search for that one record that they're longing for. Now it's all at your freaking fingertips, where you're sitting there in your fucking bedroom, and you don't have to leave the house to get what you want. Yeah. And it's like, but what do you want? Do you want this shit that's just like easily accessible? Or do you want this shit that's like, oh, I've never heard of this, I want to go see what this is about? And yeah, sometimes you might be like, oh, well, I didn't really care for that. But sometimes you like see those things that are like, hit you from left fucking field, and they're like, holy shit, I did not fucking expect to see this tonight. Yeah. I am blown the fuck away. And it's that's the experiences that at least I love. It's like you go to a show not knowing what to expect, and you're just like, whoa, whoa, you guys, whoa, you played that song that I haven't heard in ages, I didn't even know. It's like just stuff like that. Just that adventure, just that sticking your nose into something that you had no idea what was going on just to see. It seems like that mentality has just like sunken so much into the wayside. But there's still those people there are those people that are still like striving and bringing new stuff in. Stan Soltaire, he's been working hard. Couple of shows we played with him now that he brought this band in from San Antonio called Boohole. That reminded me so much of Neptune, this like just art band. They were just like just this grating, just like nerve-wracking but awesome, just and it's like it was so good. They were so good, and I'm just waiting for more of that. I'm just hoping for more of that.
So what advice do you offer for anyone that's just trying to get started around here?
As far as music goes?
Yes.
Just do it. Just do it. There are avenues to do it. Just don't be scared, and just get out and do it. If you find if you're an acoustic guy, if you're just someone that has something to play, and you have ideas that you have something to put forward, just find an avenue to do it. And whenever you start putting it out there, you will find people that are into it and that want to help you do that and get involved. And it's like, whoa, I never thought of that. That's awesome what you just did. I'd like to be, I have kind of had some ideas that I'd like to put towards that. Get with them, and then it just builds and builds and builds and builds. You sit in your room and just sit there and play your stuff all day long. You're not going to get anywhere, and that's fine if that's what you want to do. I know there's plenty of people that are like probably even that are like extraordinary musicians, but they just do it in their bedroom. They just do it for themselves, and that's all that's about. for them, and that's fine if that's what you want to do. But if you're wanting to get out, if you're wanting to use it as a means to get to people, if you're wanting it to be a means to draw more people in and work with you, just get out and do it. Just like start asking around. Just be like, hey, what do you got going on? Hey, what do you got? Hey, okay, well, I heard this is it. I'll be there, and just do your best to put it out and be upfront, be honest, be a good person, and get over yourself a little bit. That's good advice. That is good advice for anyone that's wanting to work with anyone. Get over yourself. Get the fuck over yourself, because it's not all about you. None of it is all about you. It's if it is, then you're coming from the wrong fucking place. It's about if your passion is music, and that's what you're wanting to push forward is your music, then you have to get over yourself a little bit, because not everyone is going to agree with you. Not everyone is going to think that what you have to offer is the badass shit. That's okay. Not everyone's into it. That's okay. Someone's going to be into it, and someone is going to be there to fucking back you, and someone is going to be there for you whenever it's time to fucking make it happen. This is called Subatomic Smile. Find out just what went wrong with her son. They said no him, no mind, he's just a disquieted one. You cannot afford to live this life without a grain of Russian now. How did all this synthetic become so goddamn natural? And they said they can't find my head, it's floating away down the riverbed. I watch life pass on by, I'm looking through a haze of blood in my eyes. They may tell me what's wrong, but it won't keep my head from sailing on. And I just want to know what the hell is going on. Mom went to the doctor, said her daughter wasn't doing well. They said, don't you worry, girl, we'll make you as clear as a bell. We can give you sanity in a tiny little pill. Just sit back, won't take long, lay down and be perfectly still. And they said they can't find my head, it's floating away down the riverbed. I watch life pass on by, I'm looking through a haze with blood in my eyes. They may tell me what's wrong, but it won't keep my head from sailing on. And I just want to know what the hell is going on. I'm locked down by my addiction, fading fast without my prescription. Take a pill to chill for a while, with a subatomic smile. Who's to say I'm wasting my life? Who's to say that I'm through a strive? To say I'm doing well when all the roads lead to hell. They said they can't find my head, it's floating away down the riverbed. I watch life pass on by, I'm looking through a haze of blood in my eye. They may tell me what's wrong, but it won't keep my head from sailing on. And I just want to know what the hell is going on.
The BlackHole Kids. This seems like something that's really close to your heart. I know you post about it a lot, and I've heard you talk about it before. So tell me about this project, and I'm just going to give you the floor so you can...
Alright. Well, it's been my baby for about a year now. And the name the BlackHole Kids was a discussion that I had with a friend of mine back in a bar, and it was like, the name comes from, because I'm from Fort Smith, Arkansas. And as negative as it sounds, but it's not, I just still, even to this day, to an extent, consider Fort Smith to be a cultural black hole. It's just, it's like, just not what it needs to be. It's just not what it just seems like anything that wants to, like, new, that wants to come up and strive gets sucked up. Mm-hmm. And it's like, but we don't want that. We're the freaking BlackHole Kids. We're sick of seeing this freaking happen. We want to make new stuff awesome and, like, push it forward and push it in your face and make you eat it. And so, and it's like, at first, it's like the name, it's like, I thought it was a cool band name. And there was this cat that I was hanging out with, and we were getting we were working together a little bit and getting stuff started. And it was like, how about BlackHole Kids for a band name? It's like, yeah, that sounds really good. So I was driving, and I was thinking, I was like, BlackHole Kids, the BlackHole Kids. Yeah, that's a good band name, but it's not that. It's something bigger. It's something better than that. It's all encompassing. This is an umbrella. This is a fucking banner to fucking go to war. Let's go. And I told him about it. It's like, no, we're not calling any music we do BlackHole Kids. This is something bigger. This is something more. This is not just about music. This is just about creativity. It's just, and basically what the BlackHole Kids is basically just an umbrella. It's a banner. And it's gone, and it's like, like I said, we've been around for about a year now. We called it the Identity Crisis Collaborative of Fort Smith. We all took on, like, fun nicknames, and we put on a play last year. That was our first big project. We put on this play, Christ, the Devil, and Junk, which went really well. And since then, we've put on a whole lot of shows with bands, mostly our bands. We've had quite a few bands that kind of birthed themselves out of the BlackHole Kids umbrella, just bringing these people together. And it's like, hey, well, what are you doing? And, well, hey, what are you doing? I was like, well, let's do this. And we've had several bands kind of spawn out. We've also had several already existing bands kind of come in. And we put on quite a few shows, quite a few events, just even dance parties and stuff like that. But it's kind of become this thing, and we're having our next meeting tomorrow, and it's all changing. It became kind of this entity that was existing for its own sake. It started to be, okay, well, what next party are we planning? What next party are we planning? What next show are we planning? And that was about all we were doing. Yeah. And if that's all it is, that we don't need that. Anyone can throw a party. Anyone can put together a show. What I'm revving up and gearing this to be is basically the underground commerce for the arts in Fort Smith. For people that have stuff going on, come to our meetings and rally the troops. Say, well, I've got this going on. I am doing this. Does anyone want to be a part of this? I need help with this. Are you ready? Are you down? For people that have even just not so much thought idea. Well, I've thought of this. This would be a really cool thing to do. But we need people to do it. Are you down? Are you down? Are you down? Let's make this happen. It's like, I want this, it's like, as like artists, like visual artists, painters. We've had a couple within our troupe that are putting on art shows, just strict art shows out at Kincaid's, and stuff like that. We've got several people that are writing plays, and more plays that we're wanting to do, even like short movies, short film, stuff like that, just anything under the sun. Let's come together. It's basically just a matter of community. Yeah. Is basically just a banner for creative people to raise the flag and say, yes, we are in Fort Smith. We do some badass shit. Come and check it out. And that's really what the BlackHole Kids is about. And also, and trying to gear it towards bringing more, because it is very much about Fort Smith, is the BlackHole Kids. and I'm wanting to gear it more towards also drawing outside influences, like bringing stuff outside of town to Fort Smith. The last thing we did was the second annual circus sideshow extravaganza, and we had from Fayetteville the Oh No Variety show come down for that, which was like people laying on a bed of nails, like strongman act picking up an entire girl with his teeth. Boobzilla, who would crush things with her breasts.
That sounds fantastic.
Just awesomeness and stuff like that, and that's what the BlackHole Kids is about. And it's like, and the main strive for the BlackHole Kids is just to broadcast, hey, stuff's going on in Fort Smith. Check it out. One thing I would like to do is like with BlackHole Kids, it's like we have a treasury, we have like money in a little pot, and right now we're kind of trying to decide what to do with that money, and that's kind of like what I want it to be there for. Is like, oh, you have a band, you're doing awesome stuff, you're like kosher as shit, and you're wanting to make it this town, but you don't got the gas money. Well, like, here we got a little bit. Oh shit, you're out of drumsticks. You've been out of work for this much, but you're still trying to do this. You need drumsticks? Okay, well, here's $20. Go find yourself a mess of drumsticks so you can keep doing what you're doing. It's just that's what I want the BlackHole Kids needs to be, is a support system for those people. And it's like, even outside of music, it's like you need brushes for the artist. You need some cassette. You need some digital videotape for your camera to make some videos and awesome stuff and put them up on YouTube. That's what I want. That's what that needs to be. Is just this is a support system for the creative minded in Fort Smith that continue doing stuff.
That's beautiful. It's about time something like this came along.
I'm working on it.
It's a work in progress.
It is.
It's a work in progress.
Like life. Life is always a work in progress. How you doing? It's a work in progress.
Well, I want to thank you so much for doing this, especially on short notice. So,
oh, no problem. That's actually how I work best. It's on the fly.
Well, I mean, I called you yesterday? I was like, hey, Facebook, please do this, and you're like, okay, and I'm like, woo.
Yeah, and you caused me to lose sleep. I couldn't sleep last night.
I'm sorry. I'm a horrible person.
No, you're so bad. You're so bad.
Terrible.
No, it's all right. If it wasn't that, I would have thought of something else, I'm sure.
Well, I'm just glad you were able to do this for us, and we really appreciate it. And the Knowledge Key hopes to support the BlackHole Kids and whatever they're doing, and we would love to work together.
Awesome. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you for doing this. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Later, guys. Say bye.